Good morning. Welcome to Coaching with Connie. I'm Connie Fuksa. How are you guys doing today? So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit today about this belief system, believing what you can do, but more importantly, understanding that what you've been taught or what you believe to be true in your mind is absolutely true. But what I wanted to share with you is those beliefs can be changed because your beliefs determine how you respond to something. So let's say, for example, you were taught in your life that anybody who gets married is always going to end up in divorce because your parents got divorced at an early age. And so in your mind, anyone who gets married is going to end up in divorce. So why bother going through the exercise? Or let's take it a step further, that maybe your parents got divorced and maybe your mom remarried and she got divorced again. And so now you're really convinced it just may be the way things are. And then let's take it a step further. Maybe when you did decide to find someone, let someone in, get that close, you ended up in a divorce as well. So now you're absolutely convinced, you believe that anyone that gets married, that marriage just isn't meant to be for you maybe, or maybe in your family, and you believe that it just isn't possible. So obviously that's not true. There's lots of people out there that go through relationships and it works out great and they don't end up getting divorced. So, but let's twist that on a different level. As a child, maybe you were taught that if you saw a snake, the snake was going to bite you. A lot of you who know me know I'm just mortally afraid of snakes, absolutely fearful. So if I'm walking down a path and I see something that is a little curvy, I may think, oh, immediately my whole body tenses up because I'm sure that's a snake. And then I find out it's a stick. But now I'm super hypersensitive to, is there a snake in the woods? Now maybe we should leave the woods. And that's a belief that I have about that. And so how do you overcome that kind of thing? Because it can happen to you in business. And so my job is I like to help solopreneurs, which is individual people running a business or small business owners, learn their message, figure out what their story is, tell that story, and then be that story. And so I do that through coaching and mentoring and through skincare. As most of you know, I sell Mary Kay skincare as well because I believe in the company and they help with a lot of things that are foundations to me. But in doing that, so beliefs, let's talk about that on a business level for a minute, because if you're a realtor or you're a banker or you work on cars or you're a hairdresser, maybe you believe something that is holding you back from getting to your next best self. And so those beliefs, I really want you to understand that whatever it is, it's figure outable. So I'm reading a book right now by Marie Forleo that's called Figure Outable, and it is amazing because, you know, when you take no matter what your challenge is, whether you have spousal issues or you're having an employee issue in your business, or you're a realtor and you're having a bad relationship with another realtor, it is figure outable. It may not figure out, the problem may not be fixed in the big picture. So let's say you're having spousal problems. Maybe you can't fix the problem because you're not creating the problem, but what you can do is fix how you respond to it. So that's figure outable in the respect that you're in control of you, right? So what you think and what you believe is what's going to happen to you. So if you control and you change, take a shift in what those beliefs are, then you're going to be able to make changes in your life and take yourself in the right direction on the path that you're looking for. So let's talk about it business-wise. So let's say you're a solopreneur, meaning you have your own business, whether you're a realtor or you're direct sales or you hang closet shelving or you're a plumber, and you do it all by yourself and you have a struggle. What is the struggle? Let's say that the struggle is you're having trouble finding new customers. And so in your mind, you've tried different things and they don't work. So never mind, those things just can't work for me. And maybe that's not true. Maybe you've tried some type of a lead generation system and that system doesn't work for you. But does that mean that doing that action doesn't work for you? No, it doesn't. What it means is it's figure outable. You have to figure out what you need to tweak to make it work for you. But if you have in your mind that belief that it can't be done, then it won't be done. So let's say, for example, let's take it back to a personal level for a second. Let's say, for example, you ride motorcycles and you saw a horrible accident. One of your friends had an accident, and now you believe that everybody who rides motorcycles is going to have an accident. Well, if that's what you believe, then you're never going to be back on that motorcycle. But you love to ride motorcycles. You love it. But you can't get past that because you believe now that because everybody you know has had some type of an accident. So now you believe that everyone who rides a motorcycle is going to have an accident. And that's absolutely not true. There are statistics that show that's not true. But you have to change that belief in your mind to be able to allow your body to take that action. Your mind is such a powerful, controlling part of your system that you have to be in control of your mind. You have to feed it good information, and if you get bad information, you have to figure out how you change that bad information into good information. So let's say you're a realtor and you had a really bad customer situation. Let's say you were driving people around for a whole day and you had them look at 15 different houses. That's probably too many that you could do in one day. Let's say 10 different houses. And you're just exhausted. You get home and you're like, all right, good. I think we found the right house for them. And you're excited and you're ready to go. And the next morning, or maybe a couple days later, they call you and say, or they text you. Let's say in today's world, they text you and they say, hey, you know what? We were working with another agent before you took us out and we really like them better. So we're going to go work with that agent. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is a real estate agent they're investing their own time and their own money in you until you get to the closing table. They don't get paid anything until they get to the closing table, number one. Number two, what you think they get paid, that big number that is on the disclosure that you sign is not what they get paid. That person who drove you around is not what they get paid. They also don't get reimbursed for mileage or gas or any of those types of things either. So, but let's say you're the realtor and you went through that whole process and then you got skunked because someone totally disrespected you, and after you took them out and spent all of that time, gave them all kinds of information, and they went and worked with someone else. That's really tough. Let's say that happened to you a couple of times. So now are you going to be convinced that you're going to totally change your actions, or maybe you're not even going to be a realtor anymore because you just can't do this? Because why? Because everybody you take out makes you drive them around and makes you show them all these different homes, and then they end up leaving you. Maybe it happened to you 5 or 6 times. Here's something I want to share with you. And I mean, I know this is a cliche, but it's a true story. Thomas Edison tried the electricity thing thousands of times. What happens if he didn't keep trying? I want you to sit where you are right now and look around your room and tell me what's in that room. Because what I see is curtains and a lamp and fans and plants and bedding and furniture. And so what I want you to think about when you look around and you see all those things is 50 years ago, some of these things weren't happening. Ceiling fans weren't happening. Electricity, I wouldn't be able to look at my phone and talk to you guys. Wasn't happening. So thank goodness the person that was diligent in their mind, who was just passionate and had to do it no matter how many failures they had, they kept doing it. And now we have cell phones. I mean, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, we had flip phones, sure. But who'd have thought we'd have a computer right here in our hands and that I could sit and talk to you guys? 10 years ago, you couldn't do that. Probably 5 years ago, you couldn't do that. So no matter what your mind believes, it's not true. You have to be in control of what your mind believes so that you can live out what you were meant to do. Whether that is your job, whether it's a passion that you want to do, something you really love, something you feel strongly about. In that whole relationship thing I was talking about in the divorce situation, maybe you've met somebody that you're absolutely passionately in love with, but you will not marry them because you have this conception about marriage, which isn't true. It doesn't happen to everyone that way. And I'm not going to say that it's not going to happen to you, but pick yourself up and do it again. Think about all those people that run the Marine Corps Marathon on bicycles or have limbs missing. Now, that's never going to be my thing. I'm not a runner. But my point in telling you is that your brain tells you if you can do it or not. And something in your life has told you this can't work. And what I need you to do is say it can work and figure out how. It's figure-outable. Figure out how to make it work. You know, people who have life-threatening diseases, maybe you can't fix that disease. At some point, someone will. And we're going to just be, we're going to celebrate the day that we can fix some of these cancers. It's incredible that all this happens. But what I'm saying to you is you may not be able to fix that right this minute, but you can fix small parts of it. You can make that person's life fabulous while they're going through that horrible situation. You can make things happen in their life that they never thought could happen. You can make things happen in your life that you never thought could happen. But if you sit on the couch and say, well, I have this and I can't do this, or I can't do this, then you can't do that. I want you to say you can do it, and I want you to go after that thing that matters so much to you. And just because there is, as I love to say, those concrete roadblocks standing in front of you, that's not meant to keep you back. What it's meant to do is make you think about a way to get around it. So you can figure this out, but you have to figure out a way to get around it. But you have to first change the things that are in your mind. You know, I like to post inspirational things in the morning, mainly because it's things I've heard that I think are really powerful and I want to share with you guys. And today it was about that. Beliefs are choices. That's what they are. So if your beliefs are good or bad, whichever they are, they're controlling your choice. As Henry Ford says, and everybody's heard this, but it's so powerful. If you believe you can or you believe you can't, both are right. And that's absolutely a fact. So your beliefs, whether they're good or they're bad, are choices. Choices can be changed. You guys are in control of changing those choices. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'm Connie Fuksa with Coaching with Connie. I'll talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.